Taehyung, with his usually confident eyes and warm smile, suddenly looked down. Then tears fell from his eyes. Everyone was transfixed. But before anyone could react, Jungkook ran over to him. That hug wasn't an ordinary hug. Everyone was transfixed. But before anyone could react, Jungkook ran over to him. Taehyung, why was Taehyung crying? Something truly heartwarming from that night. A moment that made all armies around the world pause for a moment, hold their breath, and try to understand what had just happened before their eyes. Taehyung, who had always been known for his warm smile and gentle gaze, was seen shedding tears. And before anyone could react, Jungkook immediately stepped forward, hugging him tightly as if to protect him from the whole world. The atmosphere on stage, which had been filled with cheers and lights, turned silent. The camera, which had been filming them from a distance, now captured the small details. Taehyung's teary eyes, his trembling lips, and Jungkook's hand that immediately grabbed his shoulder without hesitation. No words came out of their mouths, but that hug spoke volumes. Armies around the world were immediately transfixed. What exactly happened? Was the question that flooded social media in seconds. Hashtag Taekook and hashtag Taehyung trended on X, Twitter, so quickly, and a 15-second video clip of the moment spread like wildfire. Some fans believe that Taehyung's tears were not due to sadness, but rather a feeling of emotion and exhaustion after performing with all his heart. "He was so sincere," wrote one fan. And when Jungkook hugged him, it felt like seeing love in its purest form. However, some also interpreted the hug as having a deeper meaning. Jungkook wasn't just comforting Taehyung, he was also showing a closeness that had been difficult to put into words. The way he hugged him, tilted his head slightly, and whispered something in Taehyung's ear made many people believe that their relationship was much more than just fellow group members. After the concert ended, fans who were present immediately shared their stories from their perspective. One of them wrote, "I was sitting in the third row. I could clearly see Taehyung looking down after the last song. Then Jungkook approached him and gently patted his back. And when his tears fell, Jungkook immediately hugged him without thinking." This isn't the first time Taehyung has shown his vulnerable side in front of ARMY, but this time was different. There was something in his eyes that night, a mix of pride, exhaustion, and perhaps even longing. Jungkook, who has always been known as the more quiet about his emotions, he was actually the first to show real support without saying a word. On Weverse, many fans wrote emotional messages. "We're all crying with you, Tae. You deserve to be loved. Jungkook, thank you for always being there for him. We will always remember that hug." Even some Korean media highlighted the moment, calling it the most emotional Taekook interaction ever. They wrote that their expressions truly showed an emotional intimacy that is hard to find even among close friends. After the incident, many fans began to notice that Jungkook seemed more attentive than usual. In several fancam videos, he was seen walking behind Taehyung, making sure that Taehyung was okay. Even when they left the stage, Jungkook patted Taehyung's shoulder again, a small gesture, but so meaningful. This moment seemed to remind everyone of their bond since their trainee days. Two young men who once started their dreams from scratch now stand at the top of the world together, yet still find comfort in each other. For ARMY, that's what makes Taekook more than just a duo in the group. They are symbols of sincerity, empathy, and selfless love. Longtime fans surely remember Taehyung once saying in an interview, "Jungkook is like a younger brother and a friend who always knows when I'm not doing well." And that night, those words came to life, because Jungkook knew, even before Taehyung said it. Many wrote in the comments, "This isn't just about tears, It's about someone who understands without needing an explanation. True love doesn't need words, just a hug. And indeed, that hug became a symbol of real warmth in the midst of their stressful and spotlighted lives. In a world that always demands perfection, they can still be human, crying, laughing, and taking care of each other. After that moment, ARMY from various countries created fan art, edited videos, and wrote pieces depicting how deep their bond was. Many said that moment was a reminder that BTS isn't just a music group, but also a family that grows together through joy and sorrow. Taehyung might have cried that night, but he wasn't alone. Jungkook was there, embracing him with genuine love, and millions of ARMYs felt it in their hearts too. Because behind the stage lights and glitz of the entertainment world, there were two hearts that understood each other without needing words. There was Taehyung and Jungkook, two souls who looked out for each other, even when the world only saw them as stars. And for all of us, it was more than just a moment. It was a memory that would always live on in the hearts of every Taekook fan. Taehyung stood in the center of the stage, microphone in hand. He had just finished the last song, his voice still trembling, his breath labored. Under the soft light illuminating his face, something seemed different. The smile that usually graced his face was slowly fading. His eyes shone, not from the stage lights, but from the tears gathering at the corners of his eyes. A few seconds later, everything happened so fast. Jungkook, who was standing on the right side of the stage, saw it. He glanced over, but his eyes immediately caught that expression. He knew. Without thinking twice, he walked over, then gently but confidently pulled Taehyung into his arms. "Gwenchanha, are you okay?" he whispered softly, almost inaudible to anyone else. But the ARMY watching on the big screen could clearly see Jungkook's lips moving, and his left hand patting Taehyung's back with a gentle rhythm. Once, twice, 3 times, as if trying to calm the small storm in his friend's chest. And that's when it all became real. Taehyung's tears were falling. The camera zoomed in on his face, and for the first time in a long time, fans saw BTS's V not as a superstar, but as a human being struggling to hold back his deep emotions. The fans' screams began to turn into cheers of support. They shouted Taehyung's name, repeating, "We love you," over and over. Jungkook bowed his head slightly, covering Taehyung's face so he wouldn't be too visible on the big screen, as if wanting to protect him even from the camera's spotlight. Meanwhile, the other members paused for a moment, watching from afar. Jimin smiled slightly, RM looked at them with understanding, and Jin, standing behind them, wiped away his own tears. Those few silent seconds became the most precious moment of the concert. There was no choreography, no words, just two hearts understanding each other without speaking.